Our friends over at Powered 4 TV are giving listeners to this podcast an incredible 50% off your first month when you sign up to powered4.tv and use the promo code JONAS. Powered 4 TV are one of the leading on-demand streaming services in the UK, with tons of shows from over 20 wrestling promotions from around the UK and the US, including TNT Extreme, Chicagoland Championship Wrestling, DNA Pro Wrestling, Full Force Wrestling, Ignite Wrestling, and so many more. There's also plenty more to enjoy, including an incredible archive of classic matches, live layers with William Eva, podcasts, and so much more. Sign up to Powered 4 TV today and save 50% off your first month. Just use the promo code JONAS.
Hello and welcome to the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network Sunday special interview. Very excited today because I have a guy returning to the show. Haven't spoken to him in a while. It's always great having him on. He is one of the top guys on the indie scene right now, a future star in my opinion. Very happy to welcome back the natural, Nick Sullivan. Nick, welcome back to the show, my friend.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, it's going pretty good. It's going pretty good. What you been up to, man?
Just been training, lifting, working, just hanging out with the baby, Allie, our dog Mickey, just living life. You know, I finally was able to wrestle again, so it was very exciting. I was very sore the next day after taking a year off due to the pandemic, but it was well worth it.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're back wrestling. You had your first match back since the pandemic. So how did it feel being back in the ring for the first time? It must have been absolutely thrilling, man.
To me, it felt good. I felt like I haven't lost a step after being out for a year. You know what I mean? I take a great deal of pride in what I do and what I try to accomplish in the world of professional wrestling. And I'm just glad I was able to finally, after a year, step foot in that ring. And honestly, it's just like riding a bike. Just trying to step in and just, but you know me, like I go in full force, so I give it 110%. I'm just like, I was very excited to be able to perform a few weeks back, so I was happy.
Yeah, that was great, man. Was there any ring rust? I know you've been out of the ring for a while. Was any ring rust?
Not necessarily, because like I said, I do like a lot of shadow wrestling, stuff like that. And I think because of my background in wrestling, I was able to pick it back up. But I know once I start wrestling continuously, any form of ring rust that I did have will be wiped away clean. But like I said, it just felt good being in the ring and just getting my lacing up my wrestling shoes and stepping on that mat. So I was very pleased.
Yeah, I could imagine, man. It must have been an absolute thrill. So what was going through your mind when you hit that first suplex for the first time in a long time, man?
Oh, it felt so good. The match should be out in March for Synergy Pro Wrestling on IWTV because it was there for the Synergy tapings. It was crazy though, because my match was around 12:30 Monday morning.
Wow.
Yeah, I believe like around 12:30 Monday morning.
Holy smoke! Why was it so late? Why was it so early though?
Well, it was originally the show for Synergy was supposed to take place in Pennsylvania, but something happened short notice where they had to move to the Monster Factory in New Jersey, so they were able to secure the date. Matches started at 7:30, then because obviously these are for the tapings, and we're I believe like match number 14 or 15, I can't remember.
Okay.
It was a lot, but to me it was well worth it. I had a lot of fun, you know, seeing new faces, old faces, you know. What I like about Synergy, my first time there meeting Colin West, like with his protocols, like we all have fun, pay attention, watch the match and stuff like that, but he makes sure everyone wears a mask, and obviously Monster Factory protocol. There's hand sanitizer everywhere. There's sanitary station. So I was very pleased with how they provided that type of service for us wrestlers.
All right, who was your opponent for that night?
It was actually myself and the Moonlight Sun, Mike Skyros, against the main event.
Okay.
And
were you victorious? Or
yeah.
Okay, of course you were victorious, man.
Just there's a part of me though, like, it just felt like me just going with the flow with the moves, you know. And obviously it's different without fans there, so I try very hard to keep in character and visualize fans being in the crowd, because obviously you see what happened in WWE and what they're doing in Impact. They're performing without fans currently. Well, yeah. WWE has a Thunderdome, but prior to that, they're performing without fans currently. Same thing with Ring of Honor, but they're still keeping in character, adapting to their surroundings, and they're reenacting how if there was a live audience there. Obviously, we're watching at home and stuff, but
yeah.
So I try to visualize that in my head and go from there.
So I'm sorry, you said there was a crowd or there wasn't a crowd there?
There wasn't a crowd there.
There wasn't a crowd. Okay. No. Okay. Yes, I know that's tough. I know you like when you hit that big suplex, you feed off the crowd. So it must have been a little tough, as you said, man.
Well, again, I liked it because again, it reminds me of like training and like amateur practice. Like you have to visualize like there's like an audience watching you, and you're trying to put on the best performances you can. Obviously, there's hiccups that can happen. Mistakes happen. It happens to everybody, but you learn from that and you adapt.
Yeah, man, cool. So, but now let's fast forward to April 23rd. You have a big match against KTB for Northern Federation of Wrestling, an inaugural event called Coming in Hot. So, tell me, what led to your involvement in this event, to participating in this event?
Well, I actually got contacted by Cody Janae, who I know very well. He's actually done some commentating for C4. I met him, say, two and a half years ago. He was a big 2CW Squared Circle wrestling fan here in Syracuse when that was around back in the day, and he did commentating for Immortal and stuff. And he contacted me because this is like a 1 year in the making ordeal, because this is his goal that he always had. He contacted me. He's like, "Hey, I'm getting ready to start this up. Are you interested in doing this?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, I'm always ready to perform." And they told me who I'm going against. I'm like, "Okay, good." At first I wasn't too familiar with KTB, Kyle the Beast, but then I'm like, oh, I know that guy. It's the guy that's on he's on AEW After Dark. He's been on their YouTube channel a lot. Watch a lot of his matches, and I'm looking forward to the match. You know, I think it'll be one of the best matches of the night. So I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, yeah, man. Can't wait to see it. I'm dying to see you back in action, man.
Thank you.
Now you're going to be managed on that card by Father Derek. I don't know much about Father Derek, so tell me a little bit about Father Derek and how did he get this sweet job of getting to manage you, man?
Well, I actually know it's a funny story because you'll meet him at some point. Father Derek and I actually go way back because he used to be a professional wrestler in 2CW. And also he had a WWE tryout.
Okay.
And he has a gift on the mic, and again too, he's a teacher. He actually taught my brothers. When I was young, I used to see him at the gym all the time, and when I knew he was a pro wrestler, I used to ask him all these questions. So imagine me being a young big kid going up to him like, "Hey, you have fun doing this? You do that? Do you do this? Do you do that?" And about a year ago, when Terrell Kenneth and I became a tag team, he contacted me asking if he would like to manage us, and I was down for it because even not getting advice from him prior and just watching him and starting to reconnect again, he has a gift like an old school manager where he can engage the crowd. He could help trigger the crowd being hot or cold, and he's a public figure in the match. Like he knows how to use his ability to help me and my opponent characterize and the referee the entire match build. Then him and I, he's been helping me a lot with when it comes to promos and stuff. And that's like he'll come over on the weekends. He'll have a whole list of promos, certain bullet points and stuff. He'll have me watch old school WWF promos. This stuff to help me adapt. come more out of my character. Because yeah, I obviously I could be a badass in the ring and beat everybody up and throw them around, but again, too, you have to have a character nowadays. So that's what I'm starting to adapt to.
Yeah, like you said, you beat up everybody in the ring. You're a sweet guy,
Yeah, I know.
You're such a pleasant guy to talk to. But when you're in the ring, you turn into a killer. How do you do that? How do you become the sweet, huggable Nick Sullivan to the natural killer Nick Sullivan? How do you do that, man?
I blame my wrestling coach. Like the way he always taught me, always be very aggressive. It's basically like, to me, when it came to wrestling, it was like war. It was like you're in a war zone. Like I remember at wrestling practice, like you and I probably talked about this before. Like I would like literally go 110% throwing guys around. Yeah, they're my teammates, but again, too, it's like you could go against one of your friends or your teammates in a match, and it's like I'm not gonna slouch anybody. Like to me, in my mind, I'm putting on a wrestling match and giving it 110% in the best of my ability, not only to please myself, engage with the audience, please the audience of people watching on TV, but have them know that Nick the Natural Sullivan is a next guy up and coming superstar. Because I say this all the time. Obviously, like guys and gals get in wrestling for certain reasons, whether it be just think it's cool to pick up girls, to think it's a popular thing to do, whatever the case may be. I got into pro wrestling to get signed. I've always been a wrestling fan growing up, but again, too, I want to make this my job. I right now I love my job. If I can actually do both and balance the two, I'll be golden. But I got into pro wrestling strictly to get signed and be at the top tier in any promotion.
Well, dude, you're gonna get there, man. I know you're gonna get there, man. You have the passion and you have the ability to get there, 100%, man. And actually, I might have asked you this question before. I can't remember the answer. Now, I was reading actually Bob Backlund's book. I don't know if you read Bob Backlund's book.
No, I haven't.
He told a great story of how Angelo Mosca used to test him all the time in the ring by hitting him with very, very stiff shots. And Bob Backlund said on one night, he said, if Angelo Mosca does it one more time, I'm just going to go right at him. And Angelo Mosca hit him with a stiff shot. Backlund said he grabbed him from behind the head and hit him with the forearm as hard as he could, right in the jaw.
Crossface.
Yeah, almost knocked him out.
Yep.
And then he stood over him in the middle of the ring in front of like 20,000 fans saying, if you want to fight, stand up and let's fight. Has that ever happened to you? Has anybody tested you in the ring? I know you...
Yes and no. Like I know, like when I first started, like obviously, like it's like the breaking in, like guys will hit you hard, but I'm not gonna complain because I hit a lot harder. I've had guys complain to me about the way I hit, and if I work with anybody, I'm like, hey, this is how I work. But my thing is though too, you see like guys in WWE, like for example, Sheamus clubs motherfuckers hard.
Yeah.
And like, what to do? Like, why complain? It's you're going to get hurt. You're going to get hit hard. Just take it or leave it. Apologize after, because I apologize if I accidentally sip somebody. But again, things happen. You have to think about it. Your adrenaline, the audience, like you're up and you're just getting into it. Now, if I have heat with somebody, like maybe I'll have the tendency to hit a little bit harder. But again, too, it comes with the territory.
Okay, well, by the way, Backlund said Angelo Mosca never hit him stiff again after that. He just hit him as light as a feather after that, man. But you mentioned Terrell Kenneth. Are you guys still a tag team? We're going to see the Natural Destroyers again?
Hopefully soon. Like, obviously, since the pandemic happened, has it been over a year so far?
Yeah, about a year.
We kind of separated paths currently. Today's actually his birthday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
happy birthday, Terrell Kenneth.
I wish him happy birthday. But I'm hoping soon. Hopefully the Natural Destroyers can come back and be bigger and better than ever. But he lives like in Rochester, Buffalo area, and obviously I live in Syracuse, so we're a couple hours apart. But hopefully when everything opens back up, like only time will tell. And obviously, like in New York State, like the athletic commission is very strict when it comes to pro wrestling. I know a lot of people are mad about it, but again, too, you have to follow the rules rules and regulations. Like
Yeah.
it sucks, trust me, but you have to follow
Yeah.
the rules.
Yeah, and I know you're anxious to get back to Canada. You mentioned it to me
Yes.
earlier today. So, what promotions are you looking to get into the Canada? There's Destiny, there's Smash. I know Seaway Valley Wrestling is high on you. So, which promotion are you looking to get into?
Seaway Valley, IWS. I'd love to get back to C4, Smash. There's so many promotions there because you know me, like, especially when it comes to the Canadian wrestlers, whether it be amateur wrestling or pro wrestling, to me they're on another different level. They give everything top tier performance, but they're so respectful and they offer the help, and especially the crowd too. The crowd, the Canadian fans, they just want to have fun, whether it be sober, drunk, angry. They just want to be part. They just want to be part of the show, and they don't cause any bullshit and try to start like fights or anything.
Yeah.
I just can't wait to be back.
Yeah, I'm looking forward. I'm dying to get back to a show, man. It's been it's been too long, and I know we owe each other a couple of hugs. So hopefully when you get up here, we could meet up and you could have a little hug out, and then you could get into the ring and suplex the hell out of somebody.
Yep.
As long as you don't suplex me, as long as you don't get confused and you hug me and just hit me with a T-bone suplex. So how's fatherhood treating you? I know you're
I love it.
You're showing your pictures of your beautiful son online in there.
Thank you.
And the one picture he's starting to lift the weight, so you got to be careful now. He's
Yeah,
going to start suplexing has he started suplexing his stuffed animals yet or not yet?
No, not yet.
Okay.
No, it's very life changing. Obviously my wife and I did everything backwards. Like we got the apartment first, and then we got married, then we had the dog, and then married, then had the baby. No, we both love him dearly, love him to death. Like him and our dog Mickey, they're our world. Like that, and that's the reason why like my goal is to get signed for them. Like that's why tell myself every day, whether I'm working or just lifting or anything, like my goal is to get signed for them, to let him know like, hey, I did this for you guys.
Yeah, man. Getting signed now. Court Bauer. Let's talk about Court Bauer for a second. He has a great eye for talent, MLW, and he's always looking for undiscovered talent. And I'm on Twitter, and I'm like, Court Bauer, you gotta give the natural Nick Sullivan a look, man. So how do you think you would fare in MLW, and is MLW a goal?
MLW is definitely a goal. I think I would fare very, very well. The talent there. That's the one thing. Like, there's MLW, but it doesn't get enough credit that it deserves, you know? I think people forget, like, yeah, there's WWE and AEW, and people focus on those two promotions. But again, too, like we said before, there's Impact Wrestling. There's now New Japan coming back to the States. There's MLW. There's Ring of Honor. Like, there's all these other promotions that people forget about, and they have an assortment of talent, especially MLW, you know? Jacob Fatu. I think he's one of the best big man wrestlers today.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
And I feel like at one point, if he does leave MLW, he'll easily go to WWE because obviously his family's in WWE. But I'd like to see Jacob Fatu against like a Brock Lesnar or a Bobby Lashley. My goal is to wrestle Jacob Fatu. Yeah. Also, Calvin Tankman. I would love to work with him. Like there's so many guys there that I would love to wrestle. I know David Hart Smith. I believe he just left there and he went back to WWE and. He's good. He's very good. Very talented.
Yeah, that was my next question. I mean, I was going to say, describe what would happen if Nick Sullivan went one-on-one with Jacob Fatu.
Just a lot of strikes and hard hitting.
That would be a tremendous match, man. And hopefully we'll see it one day, man.
Hope so, too.
Yeah, me too, man. So are you following the current AEW Impact New Japan Pro Wrestling partnership?
Yes.
So what are your thoughts on that?
It's different. It's unique. Obviously, I know a lot of people say it's like it reminds them of the territory days. It does and it doesn't. You know, like, you know, you and I talk. I follow a lot of old school wrestling because that's what I use for like match studies and stuff like that.
Yep.
I know a lot of people want, for example, the WWE to open up their doors to other promotions. And again, too, like, I hate to say it, they're on a whole nother level, you know? I know a lot of people get mad about that, but WWE's been around for like, what, 60 years?
Yeah.
You know, and they don't think, and to them, there's only one company, and that's WWE. Like, yeah, obviously, Triple H and everyone are looking at talent on the outside and waiting to when their contract comes up. But I think though too with his partnership with AEW, New Japan, and Impact, it'll definitely help out Impact. Obviously, it's going to help out AEW, but I think it'll help out Impact in the long run because people shouldn't. You know, you and I talk about it all the time. Your comments on Facebook make me laugh that everyone shits on Impact all the time.
Yeah.
And Impact used to be one of the top tier promotions at one point. And I still think it will get there. I think it will get right back to the top two promotions. Just people need to have faith, and they have great talent. I just don't get why people crap on them all the time. I just don't get it.
Even with the AEW partnership with Impact, they were still like, "Oh, why is AEW working with Impact?" You know, it's just a great thing, man. Don't crap on it, man. It's two major companies working together. When was the last time we saw that, man? It's awesome. I think
10, 15 years, or probably longer than that.
Yeah, longer than that, man.
And like a lot of people have their opinion on Tony Khan, calling him a mark and all that. But you know what? The guy's trying to help out everybody. He's trying to give everyone an opportunity. Like, you can't hate him for that. I know people crap on Cody Rhodes and all these other guys. Is like, to me, Cody Rhodes is like the Triple H of AEW. People are like, oh, he's on TV all the time. It's like, well, that guy's been in WWE. That guy knows how to work the system. They like, for example, if AEW signed me immediately, I would expect myself to be on AEW Dark because you have to.
Yeah.
A lot of these independent wrestlers don't understand that you have to learn how to wrestle the TV style compared to the indie style. So once you start progressing in the indie TV style, then that's when you're able to perform more on TV, and that's how you start getting what's the word I'm looking for? You're getting displayed more to the audience, I guess. And obviously, like those guys like Cody, Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, John Moxley, Jericho, obviously those guys are going to be front and center because they've been on TV for ranging like 30 years, you know. So these guys know how to perform on TV. People hate it, but you know that's how it is.
Yeah, man. What do you think of the Big Show? Big Show signed with AEW. What are your thoughts on that?
When I saw
I was shocked, man. I was shocked.
I thought it was like a fake graphic. Like
I thought it was just a joke too, man.
Yeah, and you know me, I collect all the action figures and for Gray too, and luckily I got his Decade of Dominance Big Show action figure because but I was very shocked. Good for him, you know. What I read was I believe he was on a Legends deal or his contract was coming up for a renewal, and he couldn't come up with a pay scale for him to get paid, and he left. He's in AEW now, and hopefully works out for him, you know. I know a lot of people say that WWE they'll never let him back, he'll never be in the Hall of Fame. I'm like, WWE let Ultimate Warrior come back. They let him in the Hall of Fame. Bruno Sammartino, the heat him and WWE had back in the day. I'm like, just give it time, you know. I think wrestling fans trying to analyze so much stuff they're in the outside looking in. And again, obviously everyone has their opinions on Facebook or in general, but I feel like wrestling fans ruin wrestling more. I think you attest to that, especially when you reply back.
I've kind of toned down a little bit with the replies. You know?
God, they're so. I would laugh out loud because I immediately messaged him like, "Dude, okay."
I was getting people sending me personal messages saying that I'm too hard on everybody, so I kind of toned it down a little bit, man.
You have to be like society now. It's going crazy, but so many people, you know, like guys and girls, they can't take criticism, especially in wrestling. People feel like they're so entitled that they cannot take any type of construction criticism. Then they'll end up doing a little tweet or a Facebook post. It's like, where the hell is that going to get you? A bunch of people that are going to be on your side and, oh, yeah, he deserves this, he deserves that. Like, what did the guy work for to deserve this, you know? And to me, I don't get it.
And you got people making fun of the name Jake something, like, oh, why is Impact calling him Jake something? He's been Jake something for years and years and years, man. And like, oh, this is why I hate Impact Wrestling, because they give wrestlers names like Jake something. It's been Jake something on the indie scene for a very long time.
Exactly.
Dummies.
But
now I want to get on. Now as we're talking, I want to get on the social media and start blasting them, man.
Like, for example, everyone craps on R-Truth, like, oh my God, he should leave WWE. I can't believe they're ruining his career. That guy has it made. Guy gets paid $500,000 a year, just have fun. and he's living his best life, and it's like he's not complaining, but people are complaining for him.
Yeah.
But he's just in the background, just having fun, making dumb videos. Like, he makes me laugh, and like that guy's having fun. And you know what? More power to him.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Now, being a family man, you're a family man now. How tough would it be for you if a promotion overseas, like in the UK or Japan, wants you to come over for a few months and work in that promotion? Say like All Japan Pro Wrestling or Pro Wrestling Nowhere says, we have a spot for you. You have to be here for 3 months. How would you be able to do that? You know, being a family man.
I know Allie and we talked about it prior, because that's something I would want to do. I was telling her, I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna send you the money.
Just,
We'll figure. It'll be tough, but we'll definitely balance it out, because she knows I'm doing this for us. Like her, Gray, and Mickey. Like, if I had to go to Japan for like a month or two, or the UK for a month, or like a few weeks, like, she knows like I'm doing this for us. So it'll definitely open more doors and opportunity. The only thing I'll do is like I'll wrestle, go to my room, just talk to them on like FaceTime or something, watch wrestling. Like, I'll do what I usually do at home.
Yeah. Then if you're in Japan, we can do a podcast when you're in Japan, right?
Yes.
Okay, great. Man, I'm going to hold you to that, man.
Yeah.
I'm going to hold you to that. So when you're out in Japan, so I know we talked about it in the past, but might be new people watching now. If you go to Japan, you know, anybody you would like to face in Japan? Tomohiro Ishii, Minoru Suzuki. Who would you like to face in Japan?
Probably Ibushi.
Oh my gosh, you follow New Japan Pro Wrestling, of course, right? So Castle Attack. Who do you think's going to win? Ibushi or Naito?
I think Naito. I think.
Okay,
it's hard.
This podcast is over. Goodbye.
It's hard because, like, especially with New Japan Wrestling, like the obviously their style is strong style, and the matches are so. To me, the matches it's like watching a play, because there's a beginning, middle, and end. Well, just like in wrestling in general, but the Japanese audience, they get so engaged. And with the wrestlers, half the moves you figure they're finishers, and a 10-minute match go an hour, and it could be a flip of the coin. Only time will tell.
Yeah, I got Kota Ibushi 100%. He's not losing. He's retaining 100%. I think they're saving. They're gonna keep him the champion until Wrestle Kingdom, and he's gonna wind up facing Kazuchika Okada. That's my I'm picking that to happen, man.
Yeah. I'm waiting to see those two on AEW. I wonder if that's going to happen. I feel like it will, but who knows?
Yeah, no, we'll see them. We'll see them once this stupid pandemic is finally completely over, and we'll see them. We might even see them in Impact Wrestling. You never know. I know they get Finn Juice in Impact Wrestling now. So, do you have a list of talent you want to face now that wrestling is opening up again? Do you have a list of talent, or you just want to get back in the ring and just suplex anybody? I know you mentioned Jacob Fatu earlier, but is there anybody else?
I know I want to work with Ace Romero, Josh Alexander. Definitely, I'd love to work with John Moxley. I want to wrestle Marco Stunt just to see how far I can throw him.
Okay, man.
Like, I'm pretty sure I can throw him to the 5th row. I would love to work with Cody Rhodes. Like, I want to work with the type of talent that can make me just give it my all, you know? Like, my goal is only work with a top tier talent. The guys that are the top tier in the independent scene, and the top guys that are signed. Okay.
All right. By the way, thank you for this. By the way. I appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, you're more than welcome.
I appreciate that, man. And I got the jersey as well, but the singlet, but I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that, man. I just want to show that off to everybody that's watching, that I got an autographed picture from the Natural Nick Sullivan, man.
I remember how difficult it was, because like going through customs and all that.
Yeah. No, but again, I appreciate it, man. It's right up here on my shelf, man.
Oh, thank you. You always.
It's right next to Holden Albright, actually.
Oh, I'd love to work with him too.
Oh, that would be. I know. That's why I put you guys together. Hopefully, I'm hoping that you guys jump out of the picture and have a match in my basement. That'd be terrific. Yeah. So actually, I asked you for a list of people you like to face. There's one guy I would like you to face, because he's always giving me a tough time, and I said I can't wait for you to get your hands on him. I'm talking about Blaze Haram. Your opinion on Blaze Haram, and if you get your hands on him, could you give him a suplex for me, please?
Yeah, I'd probably drop him on his head.
Okay.
I know the guy very well.
Yeah.
Outside of wrestling, he told, like, he would talk to me personally and, like, on the story and, like, what happened to him with training and all that, and compared to what happened till now. I know a lot of people find his character very controversial, but you know what? Like, he's doing him, and I know people get offended, but hey, the guy ain't afraid. Guy ain't afraid to say anything. And the stuff he says,
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, they're funny.
Yeah.
But he's although he's if I have to, I'll beat him up. But outside of wrestling, he's a good dude.
Yeah. No, he actually cuts a terrific promo.
Oh yeah.
You could definitely cut the terrific promo, man. And I'm just kidding. You know, I'm actually I'm good friends with him. He's a good guy. He's a good guy, and I feel bad because he gets kicked off of social media a lot because people misunderstand his video. They don't realize he's a character, but I think you'd have a great match. I think it'll be a quick match. I think you'd suplex him a few times and it'll be over in like 30 seconds. So what do you hope to have accomplished by the end of 2021?
Hopefully, if the restrictions are loosened more and wrestling comes back, not full circle, but at a certain level where I can get looked at again. Oh, excuse me. Definitely be on TV. Have a couple TV matches. I know with Northern Federation Wrestling, that's definitely, obviously it's in the New Jersey area, Monster Factory, so there will be definitely an array of talent there. And I know there's people always looking, and I know I'll be working with the best big men in wrestling currently. So my goal is to hopefully get signed by the end of 2021, or just keep pushing. Because I truly believed that I would have had a TV match in 2020, or at least had a couple tryouts, like on dark matches and stuff like that, for like MLW or something. But the pandemic happened. I know people have their opinions, but you know what? We're in a situation right now where we're trying to bring the world back to like at least some type of normal, like a normal living. And I know people have their opinions on the vaccines and stuff like that. It's like, do whatever you can to be positive. I know people have their opinions, but this be cautious of your family, you know, because anything can happen, you know. Like one little cough, or someone has COVID, can lead their family member being on an incubator with like half a lung. Anything can happen. Who knows? But people have their opinions. You know. This hopefully everyone stays safe and healthy and happy. You know.
Yeah, man, I'm with you on that, man. I'm with you on that. And thankfully, you know, I've gotten sick twice during this pandemic. Thankfully, both tests were negative, so I'm happy that negative. I know a few people that were positive and they were okay, but
same here.
Same here. But again, got to stay safe. And I know you've been back to wrestling. As long as everything is safe and everything, it's good. And I'm glad you're back in the ring. And
thank you.
Anything before we go? Anything you want to plug? Do you have any merchandise? I know I got your shirt. You sent me a great shirt as well. I just want everyone to know I got from the Natural Nick Sullivan. I got a signed picture. I got a signed singlet, and I got a shirt. So thank you very much, man.
You're welcome. I know once the borders open back up, I have an idea for a shirt. I already know the idea I have and what I'm going to be doing, and it's going to probably piss a lot of fans off. It's going to make me laugh, but after the call, I'll let you know the idea I have.
Okay. Well, that's fair enough, man. Fair enough. So, Nick, I want to thank you so much for joining me again today. It was an absolute pleasure. It's always a pleasure to talk to you, man. And you said your goal is to be signed by the end of this year. And, dude, I think it's going to happen, man. I think it's going to happen. I wouldn't be surprised if you're not on at least AEW Dark by the end of this year, because I know Bear Country's been on it. Bear Country, great team. And I think you would fit in very nicely with AEW.
Thank you.
My pleasure, man. Whether it's AEW, MLW, Impact, NXT, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Rev Pro in the UK, you're gonna be in one of those promotions for sure, man.
Thank you.
You're welcome, man. I look forward to meeting you. Well, we haven't met yet. I look forward to meeting you, and like I said, we shake hands, we owe each other a hug, and I'm looking forward to that day, man. All right, man. And I wish nothing but the best of luck for the future, man. For you and your family.
Thank you. Take care.
My pleasure, man. So this has been the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network Sunday special interview. I am your host, Lewis Carlin. And until next time, thank you very much. Take care. Bye-bye. Stay safe, everyone. So long. Bye-bye.